We are live on Yonkers Voice, and as promised, we are here with an international guru, a leader of a yoga group, Mr. Guruji. Dileepji, is that how you say it, sir? Correct me if I'm...
Guru Dileepji, that's easy to pronounce.
Sir, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank
I
you.
have seen you many times. I wanted to engage with you many times, but I guess the time was not right. It is now. So I want to say thank you, and thank you for sitting with Yonkers Voice and with our audience, because we want them to learn about what you do, learn about yoga, learn about life, and be enlightened with what is the correct path. And that's what you come into place. You are also known as the Holiness. So guys, please welcome, comment, ask your question. This is the time to learn. So, sir, thank you.
Namaste, it's my great pleasure and honored to join you today. My name is Guru Dileepji. I am the global chairman of the World Yoga Community and the secretary of the Religious NGO Committee at the United Nations. Last 24 years, I am living in New York City, going around the globe to promote yoga, interfaith and cultural activities for peace and harmony. And I know your area. Yonkers is not a new place for me. I used to stay here, did so many events, especially last 10 years, more than 10 years, with our Assemblyman, Honorable Dr. Nader Sage Esquire. He invited us to so many events in Yonkers, and I enjoyed the time with him and his entire office team, especially Chandra, who introduced me to our Assemblyman. I come for Diwali celebration, India Day celebration, and so many other celebrations.
So, sir, what is yoga? Okay, there is lots of people that want to go in to a yoga workshop to learn. They think yoga is exercise. But I know that it's much deeper than just exercise. What is your definition of yoga?
In Sanskrit, the word yuj means union. Union of what? Union of the individual soul to the supreme soul. That's the meaning of yoga. So yoga, people familiar with this exercise, that's only a part in Ashtanga yoga. As yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. That's a cleansing process for a yogic practitioner. That means cleansing for the body, mind and the soul. So people just stuck with the physical exercise. They don't want to go beyond that physical exercise. That's fine, whatever they want to choose it, that's fine. But yogis like us, we want to go a little deeper, because we chose that as like our life path. So yoga means is a wide range of subjects related with a healthy body, healthy mind and healthy soul. That's a major thing.
Simple living, high thinking. That's, I believe, a quote that I read on your biography. What does that mean? Simple living, high thinking.
That is the teaching of Mahatma Gandhi, the freedom fighter of India. He used to have cotton cloth wrap around his body, a stick to walk, a chappal to walk. Sometimes he don't use any chappal, and he had a timer, nothing else. But he influenced people around the globe, made changes around the globe. That's the way we spiritual beings should be. Even a servant, that means the elected officials or any other officials in the world, should be a servant rather than a leader. When you serve, it will become a leader. You don't have to make separate. Oh, I have to be leader, then they get the egos. You know. You look at the teaching of Jesus, he taught people, be the servant of servants. So that's why I chose that path, because we can have fancy clothes for certain celebrations, but still I live on simple lifestyle, sleep on the floor, eat less meal, but I do things day and night with the people.
So think high.
Think high.
Think
Because we are thinking a globalized lifestyle. Universal spirituality is our path.
The orange outfit, sir, what does it mean? I'm sure there is a meaning to it, and I'm sure that the people who are watching also want to know. And the purpose of this interview is to inform, to enlighten, to educate those who are watching us, and also to explain to them that very often the reason why you start something is not the reason why you stay in that something. How you feel about those things?
Yeah, orange color can get attention in the spiritual world. Each color has different meanings. White, I used to wear only white. I used to wear only grey color. White is more purity. Grey color is more neutral. Not black, not white. But when you go public events, orange is representing the Sanatana Dharma. I don't say organize a religion, it's beyond the religion. They talk only about the universal spirituality, nothing else. Like a yoga day. We brought yoga day for a common man to celebrate without any discrimination. We didn't choose anything as a religious movement. So this is the way I move it. When even I didn't buy this cloth, a Muslim made this cloth for me. They love me. They know I am their brother. So they made this for me to wear it. I just wore it. Even I go to events with a t-shirt and shorts. When you come to the UN, you see chapel, t-shirts and shorts, I go there. But public events, when you go at dignified events, you have to have some good attire. So I usually keep this nice cloth, or orange or red or white, sometimes maroon color, depend upon the event.
Simple living, high thinking.
Right. Doesn't mean this color should be. I born in an interfaith family. My father is from an Orthodox Christian family and mother is from a Hindu family. So I cannot stick with one religion. It's impossible because we are yogis. But I have to respect the teachings of Hinduism because they made so much knowledge for the world. You see how India is growing now. A lot of problems in India, but still we are surviving because we have the nature of unity in diversity. India is the only one country except Jewish community when they had the crisis. We gave the land for them to stay. Not only Jewish community, Zoroastrians, Buddhists, they all came to India. India supported. But political movements is totally different. I'm talking about the beauty of the history which happened in the past centuries. People came to India, looted everything, made us a hero. Look at the Indian development now. It's very fast. We became from zero to hero now. We never attack any countries. During the COVID time, we served free vaccines more than 65 countries without any payment. That's the way we did. I go around the world. I never ask anything to people. If they give it, I take it. I know God is going to make us to survive. That's happening.
So let's take a rewind the tape of life. I'm talking about your life. Let's go back to your childhood. When did you came to the state of mind that you chose the life that you now take?
I didn't choose anything in my life. Universe gave me something. I had to thank my parents. Gave me good life and bad life. I had challenging time in my life. When my mom was pregnant, my dad asked my mother to abort the child. So see how mother feel, those who love the child in the womb. It's very hard for a woman to throw a child. So she talked to few of the saints. So they told her, do not abort the child. He is going to be a yogi. I am here. You know, otherwise I may be somewhere under a tree as a fertilizer.
So the choice was made for you, sir?
That's divine choice, not mine. You know?
So the choice was made for you.
Correct.
So you were just the vehicle to
I'm a
carry
vehicle.
on your mission.
Correct. When I was 3.5 years old, we were in a rented house, and somebody put a fire in the house. Everybody ran away from the house. I left it inside. I saw the fire is all over the house. I called my mother, father, my relatives. Nobody is there. Somehow my sister remember, where is the little one? And she asked my mother, oh my God, we didn't take the child. She ran into the fire, got my foot, pulled me out from that fire. See, somebody wanted to kill us, but God never left me alone, took me out. This happened like different crises. So I have a courage, I can go anywhere in the world without a penny in my pocket. I know somebody will help me. So many crises happening in America. We think America great, but sometimes people can be very mean too. I had that situation here, but I didn't give any negativity to anybody. I just take it, whatever happening in my life, take it easy way. But I have an aim to do something for the community. I'm not going to give up. Whatever happening in my life, I face it, I move forward.
But
That's a faith.
But negativity is part of life, and so is positiveness.
Negativity should be in our life. That's why universe will make us to grow. You know.
How or what would you suggest to those that come around us, around me, around you, around anyone, to bring negativity to us? Just disregard and keep on going? What would you suggest, sir?
A positive part of the battery will attract to the negative part. Positive, the north to north will repel, south to south will repel. So the negativity always comes to positivity. So we have to find out positivity in the negativity. So people are coming with problems. We sit, we listen to them, we'll find out. They may listen to our resolutions or solutions. They may not like it. Fine. All under divine intervention. You know. So we take it. But we have to practice meditation to cleanse ourselves and tune with the universal energy. Once you reach that, everything will happen in proper way. That thing I experiment.
Divine intervention, meditation.
Correct.
Does that imply, sir, that there is something else once we leave this body? There is something else out there? Does that mean that we will come back into a different body? What I'm asking you is about the reincarnation. What is your view on that?
Reincarnations already exist. There's so many great saints can talk about the past, present and future. A lot of my masters, they used to talk about it. I believe in that part because when we die means we are just leaving the body. Only this body is going to decay. But soul is still there. Once we leave the body, soul will leave and it's traveling in the universe. We didn't create the soul. Soul is already existing in the universe. We are just allowing that soul in this material body. You know? So incarnation is supposed to be there. Nothing dying for permanent. Nothing can be permanent. Everything changing from one state to another state. One energy to another energy. That's where universe is running.
But will we come back?
We'll come back.
Or once we pass on to the other life, to the soul, our mission is done here. But from what I'm gathering from you, we will come back.
We'll come back.
Will be
one form or another form. Even can be a plants too. Plants has a life too.
Can be plants. So, how many forms, not how many forms, but if I want to practice yoga or choose the life of yoga, which or what should I look at? There is many forms of yoga. I'm sure there is some that are extremely commercialized. There are others that are very genuine with a very strong principle. How would I be able to decide which form should I follow?
So major thing is you have to look when if you go to a yoga class. The class supposed to be filled with the exercise which can cleanse your joints in the body, activate your nerves, and get enough balance and strength. Any form you can practice, nothing wrong with it. And commercialization is part of the promotion, nothing wrong with it, but don't stick with the commercialization. You have to go beyond the limitations. Each day you are practicing, you go higher state, higher state, higher state. That's the way it's supposed to be. Nothing can end in the practice.
I was reading your biography or the statement yesterday, and I saw a statement that you use, a quote, in regards to Mother Teresa. What is your view on Mother Teresa and what she said, sir?
I met her only once in early 90s in Calcutta. She's a foreigner for India, but she had the Indian cultural heart and activities. Even though she came from the Christian tradition, you see the selfless service what she did in India, not only for Indians, for others too. Amazing. People come with the religious dogma and they preach. Nothing happened. The way how Jesus traveled around and taught people, that's the way she tried to implement in her life. That was successful. And I spent a great day with her, and I asked her a question, do you have something me to practice? She said, you have a good smile, continue your smile.
Practice your smile.
Later I found she wrote this quote, a smile can change the world. That is true. When I came to New York City, I just smiled to people and they're looking, did I do something wrong? What is wrong with you? That's the way they were looking at me. The same person I gave a smile, next day, after a few days, that they start smiling at me. So they understood I am not harmful for them.
You see, we in New York, we're not used to people smiling.
Correct.
We used to serious face.
Right.
So a smile can change the world.
It is. Friendship. The life is very short. From the first birth to the last breath, or inhalation to the last exhalation, that's life. In between these two movements, we have a beautiful life. God gave us a beautiful life, and we don't want to enjoy that life period. We just fight and criticize each other and destroy our life. So this is ignorance for a human being. So my part is talk to people, make a friendly atmosphere, because we are a global family, a universal family. God created us in this universe to celebrate as a brother and sister. So why we want to fight each other? That's the thing I thought. You see how I bring people from different faith and countries for events.
Manhattan, I don't know how you say it. Manhattan Gandhi, how you say the first name?
Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi. What have you learned from his life? What forged you as a person, your soul? What is the light?
In a lot of time we stick with the old experience, what we learned from our parents or teachers or the community, and we don't want to change it. In his life he made some mistakes, he corrected. People may make mistakes. When they understand I made a mistake, should correct it. That is the development for a human being. You see, we have international organization to take care of international affairs, Still, they don't want to change it. I don't want to mention their names. But we had to upgrade and update. When we have a phone, after a few years or after 6 months, the new technology will come. The technology can be faster than earlier or can be wide range activities. So we had to update the phone. Same time, we had to care about the old phone, how to destroy that phone or change to something else. So we don't want to give toxins to the earth. Yeah, climate change and all the issues are there. But we have to upgrade ourselves. That we cannot miss it. And don't think a child should be a child forever. Let them grow properly. We have to take care of that part. That's the part I like about Gandhi. He made some mistake. He said something against certain groups of people in South Africa. Later part of his life, he corrected himself.
Gandhi did not live far from me in Mozambique, South Africa. And I have read a lot about him, and the mistakes are normal of a human being. And correcting them, it's also very important, as he did, and as many of us should do. Learn from our mistakes and correct them, not keep repeating those same mistakes. But we also believe, in my culture, that when we reincarnate, we come to this world to purify the soul. Does your culture believes in that, or you have a different view?
In Hinduism talk about lot about that question. You see, it's a wide range of teachings are in Vedas. The oldest spiritual books are Vedas in the earth. They always talk about reincarnation. What we experiment in this life, we carry those memories as a chip in our soul, and come back and we develop. That's the way. That's why most of the religion talk about don't do bad things in your life. Any religion you look at, don't kill somebody, beat them, don't do any of this stuff. Even animals will come back with that memories. So we can have a experimentation in a science lab with all the souls if we can, and we see how it will work out.
Your mom was Hindu, your dad was Christian.
Correct.
Right? Interfaith, I guess you were raised in an interfaith. And that's a subject that you are very strong about.
Correct.
How important it is for each one of us to accept each one of us faith in a higher being.
Now, in interfaith, we have different religions and with different faith. But the universal spirituality is only one. As a divine being, chosen being on this earth, everything planned by the universe. That's why we are sitting here. We didn't make plans. We have limitations. So divine nature is making this to happen. We are part of it, and we have to go with the flow of the nature. That's the way we can develop much better. So interfaith is very important. So we see so many great beings came to this earth to make goodness in the community. After they passed away, religion will form and people want to control that group, and they make the destruction of that teaching. Rather than bring all the teachings, let people to know the beauty of that teaching and the master's life, and try to implement in our personal life. That is very important. That's why I mentioned about the teachings from Jesus. The main thing is, be the servant of servants. When we have a service mentality, it will create the love and care about others. When we have that nature, there's no problem in the world.
So in the beginning of our interview, when I asked when did you make the decision of following the yoga life, you said, I did not make that decision. That decision was made for me.
Yeah, the yogic exercise already started from my age of 1. I used to watch my mom, dad doing, and then just start doing myself. Yeah. Then in 1979, I became the team captain for the sports in my primary school. So I want to implement this exercise in my team. That's why I started. Then I was representing sports and games, my school, college and universities. So I had advantage. I am the senior. So I'll teach my students. Then those days yoga is not popular. In my hometown, one older person and me teaching, people used to make fun of me. Something wrong with this guy. That's why they're talking. When my sister told me, so shameful to say that you are a yoga teacher. Now she'll say, I'm so proud of you.
Things have changed. Huh? Yeah, things have changed.
So yoga changed a lot. The globalized thing now,
Yep. But what about destiny, sir? We are born with a path. Does that equals destiny? I have a path of life. Things are going to happen when they are supposed to happen. Like, look, I've seen you many times. I never approached you, never talked to you. Maybe the time was not ready. But now we both here sitting and talking to the thousands of people that are watching us. Was it destiny that things happen when they are supposed to happen? Can we rush destiny?
We have different ideas about destinies, right? Some people say, oh, this is already planned, that's fine. Or we can change everything, that's fine. In my experience, everything planned, but we have certain ability to change things, especially for yogis. People will plan things. When day comes, our plan will change. I had to mention about Swami Bua. He was one of the oldest yogi. He used to live at the UN, in New York City, and he was very active at the UN. And when we planned some certain events, when I talked to him, he said, let us see. And when we come to the stage, it will be a totally different event.
You're right.
So we will accept it, because they can change the things.
Yes.
People come with a lot of problems. When they come and talking to him, they don't want to ask any questions. Period. So we have certain limitation to have our plans to make changes. Yogis can make changes, even astrology. Yogis can change their astrology. That's the thing I heard about.
No, Guruji, you are not just a religious leader. You are also a musician, a singer, and an event organizer. Tell us about your music, about your singing. Tell us a little bit about, and how important are those things to you, sir?
Yeah, because these cultural things came from my parents. In my father's side, my father was a good harmonium player. His brother was a tablaist. His mother was a singer. And his sister was a dancer. So when I was little, I started dancing. Then my sister said, you're doing good, so I'm going to teach you dance. So she taught me 2 dances. So I perform in my school, everybody loved it. So my mom brought me to a dance teacher, and he's a Hindu, his wife is a Christian. So I go to, 3 years I went there, I learned folk dances. And same time, my brother used to play music on the like a coffee table. So I just watch how he's doing, then I'll do it. So I didn't learn anything, but I love tabla. I like bongas. I like jambe. Jambe is my favorite instrument. I play that one. Bhajan, we grew up with it. Bhajan singing, I'll perform in different programs. And this is my experiment. When you do art, it will make a spiritual nature more than religious activities. Any art, you just go to the deep depth, and you learn things, new things. The sound or colors will make changes in our brain. So I start bringing all the different musicians, artists or singers, drum performers. I celebrate. When I bring them, they perform from different cultures. This can bring a big changes in the society. Bring the world peace only through the art forms.
World peace. It's a powerful statement. But how do you feel about what is going on in the world today, sir?
The crisis is not new. Thousands of years people had clash between different tribes or religious groups because of their ignorance. We are just a tenant in this earth for a limited time. We don't know we are going to meet tomorrow. That's no guarantee. I may not be alive, or you may not be alive. But our ego won't accept that point. We think we are living forever. Rather than helping each other, having a beautiful time, we just fight. This is ignorance actually. The lack of leadership I see around the globe. Even people put fire in houses, destroy houses with the bombs. They spend so much money for bombs, for any other ammunitions, and they don't have enough money for a poor person to have one meal or bread, little vegetables. They don't have it. They have it, but they don't give it. That is a real crime. It's not a divine nature. So it's very hard to educate those who are in that pattern. So we had to educate children a peace language in their life from childhood. So that can make a change. So I focus on a lot of young people. I go to orphanages, schools, colleges, even jail I go. Spend time with them, talk with them, and see how we can make the changes. Sometimes people see me with a lot of political leaders or dignitaries and they get upset. Why you are spending time with these people? No, they need help too. Sometimes because of the busy life or ignorance, they are not aware what is going on in the world. So we talk with them and let them know we need, my voice is for the public. So they, after a few times, they will, yeah, he's correct. And they will do it for us, rather than fighting and ignore them. It's not correct.
Guruji, your voice has been heard for millions of people around the globe. You also speak at United Nations. When you speak at United Nations, what is the message that you're trying to give to those that represent the people around the globe or in that room listening to you?
My activities are in grassroots level with the people. I talk only my personal experience to those people. And once they hear I am saying something good for the community, they listen to me. Then later, can we have a talk? We'll have a private talk. I give my idea, what I feel it. Or I discuss with other groups and bring the collective ideas to them. And they will implement. See the yoga day. We started long time back. When we talked to the government, nothing happened. When Modi government came, I sent my people to talk with them. I gave my ideas to them. It happened. Now around the globe, people can practice yoga without any discrimination. That's a victory we made. See, the King Abdullah made the resolution for Interfaith Harmony Week at the UN. So big change happened. People are celebrating and gathering from different faiths in February. This was not in action 20 years back. People don't know anything about it. Now people are going. So we go with the ideas which is good for people. And we had to look a universal style rather than me and my family and my country. That's okay for certain limit. You have to go beyond it. We are a universal being, you know. So that's what I go. If I am alive, I want to be fruitful for others. Otherwise, there's no meaning for my life. I believe in that part. When we live for the sake of others, that's the beauty of life. You know.
Well, Your Holiness, we could stay here the rest of the day talking because I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm absorbing. But we have to conclude sooner or later. I'm sure that you have other commitments. So, to close this interview, I would like you to tell our audience, and even those that are not our audience yet, but will be watching your interview, how important it is for us to accept each other's faith. Because I see lots of discordia, a lot of problems around the globe because of faith, because we are not ready to accept the other person's faith. Please.
Now, whatever faith we belong to it, just give the respect. I want to make a dialogue, a teaching from great saints from India. Begin the day with love, spend the day with love, fill the day with love, end the day with love. That's the way to God. Just forget all other issues. Just learn how to love each other, nothing else.
It's a deep statement. Listening, replay it, digest it, and follow it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here. I thank you all for watching. And this is the type of interviews that we ask you to share. This is the message of peace, the message that can bring us together to make us, our world, a better place for everyone. Thank you, and until next time. And thank you, sir.
Namaste.